Yo, internet, what is happening? What we're talking about today is 2010 Mustangs. I show you what I got in this little box. You might have already guessed because it's what we do here. Is that the 2010 Mustang is a very oddball year. It's like a 3-valve in Coyote clothing, as I like to call it. Obviously, besides the drivetrain difference, it has the Coyote looks, the interior, it has the GT badge, etc., etc. It's very difficult to get parts for, like exhaust is 1 year. Some stuff interchanges, the stock cold air is different than the 05 09s, blah, blah, blah. Let me show you what you got in this box. I'm excited to share with you guys. If you haven't guessed it, a little weird. It is the 2010 Mustang Make It Modular Coyote swap harness. So let's grab this thing out of here and I'll just kind of go over real quickly there the differences between the 05 and 09 harnesses. So not much different here. If you notice in the earlier revisions that we didn't have this wire shield on there, that's going to help you hold the wires a little better. I got it zip tied in there for further pin retention, and we also added little Make It Modular logo there. So that's all standard. Hooks up to the Coyote computer to where the 4.6 that's kind of taking place of where your 4.6 used to hook up to, and all that good stuff. Your mass airflow is the same. The big difference is that, kind of a good thing for my side because it's less I have to do, is that the low AC is like the Coyote cars in the dash for the evap temperature sensor. So I don't have to add that in my harness. So you still have the high AC switch, which is now on the Coyote side. So that's a little shorter to reach that. And another real cool thing on my side of making these harnesses is that I no longer have to have that big fuse block connector that the 05-09 cars have. This Delphi thing that I can't get the comb retention for, can get pins and stuff, but nope. Now the Inline is in here, proprietary to the 2010. So what does this mean when you're swapping a 2010 versus like the 05 and 09s? Not much different. You're still going to use the appropriate transmission harness. You're either going to use the auto. There's not many options there. You just get a 6R80 transmission harness. Depending on what manual transmission harness you use, and this applies to the 05 09s. Depends on if you're going to reuse your 5-speed or an MT82 or a T56 Magnum or a TR6060. Just get a hold of me. I'll let you know which one to use if you're going to go that route. And everything else is pretty much the same mechanically. You know, recommend going to the electric rack and all that good stuff. That'll all bolt in, and it'll literally be like an 11 to 14 car because, like I said, it's a 3-valve in Coyote's clothing. So it should be a very straightforward swap, just like the 05-09s mechanically. You get one less part. You won't have to get a high AC. Well, you do have to get a high AC switch according to the books. It uses a similar one to the older cars, but you can just get either the V6 or the Coyote one. It'll swap right out. So that's where we're getting a few of the feeds: starter feed, cooling fan triggers, and starting loop. What else is in there? The battery all the time for the alternator, etc., etc. And then the last difference is the Inline. So now we're utilizing, since the 2010 is verified, and I have a little cut loom here. This is from a 2010. The Inline actually does have the power feeds that the Coyote would require, but I was hoping I could just plug in the engine harness to the 4.6 Inline there, but I also needed to tap off of that 4.6 Inline for the AC stuff and whatnot. So that's going to hook up to your usual connector by the computer, and then this will hook up to your engine harness on the Coyote. Very simple stuff. So now you may be wondering, why even make it a 2010? Why even swap a Coyote? Who's doing this stuff? Well, surprisingly enough, not only myself, but was getting a lot of requests if you have anything for the 2010s, and then this harness is actually for a customer that is willing to kind of work through any bugs that we might come up with in swapping these. I was told that we might have a charging message issue on the cluster. I think I found why that might occur and hopefully implemented that to prevent that from happening. And there's, you know, a lot of people in demand for it. Even Nate from Lethal Nate Wiring Swaps, he's always getting requests, and there's been a lot of other individuals asking about the 2010. I was like, yeah, it's a oddball year. But after I looked into it, seeing that it's actually a little easier to make on my side, there's a few little quirks and stuff that I gotta do. Like when I made the MAF and the AC high stuff is the same length when I make it. But for the 2010, the AC is only 20 inches, and I actually made this harness first the same way, and I forgot, but luckily I was able to, it was made longer, and it's easier to make it shorter, so didn't have to do anything crazy there. So there you have it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to roll this out, and hopefully get you guys with those oddball 2010s, get you the heart of the Coyote that you're disguised as. And another little thing, if you've made it this far in the video without getting bored too much, is that I'm also looking to the Panthers. You don't know what a Panther is? It is the Crown Vics, Mercury Grand Marquis, and the Lincoln Town Cars. From 2005 to 2011, I am in the very early stages of developing a plug-and-play harness for those. They got a lot of old technology in them that they carried over. But when I discovered a little late last year that the 2-valve computer in those is actually just like a 3-valve 4.6 in the Mustangs, I was like, oh, it's using the same kind of architecture in there. But there's a lot more hurdles, and I won't get into that too much, besides like the location of the computer is on the opposite side, blah, blah, blah. But if you guys are interested and you're gonna be doing a swap, I'm gonna try and make that just as easy as it has been for Mustangs. And then I think after that, we'll get into the, maybe the 04 to 2010 trucks, the F-150s. But that's way down the road. I haven't gotten a whole lot of demand or questions about those, but definitely for the Crown Vics and stuff, I might be getting a test vehicle from another shop, ADTR. Chris out of California is gonna let me play with one that he's gonna either have swapped already, or he's gonna have it swapped already mechanically, and then I can get a lay of the land and get that thing up and running using similar methods as the Mustang. So yeah, that wraps up. Trying to give you an update, and hopefully you guys keep swapping them. We'll keep crimping them. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up, and please consider subscribing. We'll see you next time.